Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Catching.
Q&A number 165, as it says on my screen here. I am Mr. Parkin. This guy sitting next to me, he is the best in the motherfucking world. It's NJ, people.
What's up?
Still a massive CM Punk fan, even though he's gone.
This old thing.
Oh,
I just threw it on.
To be honest, it kind of looks like you've been like wiping blood with it or something. It's just like it's a rag.
It is a bit
CM Punk, CM Punk. There we go. But yeah, this is another Q&A where you ask us questions, and as is said in the title, we answer said questions. And next week is going to be like a SummerSlam theme, SummerSlam special Q&A. We're going to take all the SummerSlam questions that you've given us already that we don't answer in this Q&A. So if you have any SummerSlam questions, that you want to send to us for us to answer in this special SummerSlam Q&A next week, the week that SummerSlam is, please put them down in that comment section below, please.
Because we're doing our best, like the WWE are, to hype up SummerSlam.
Indeed. Let's get to the first question then. Seamus Delan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Why does the IWC bitch and cry whenever an indie star doesn't make it in the WWE? Well, Cesaro didn't make it in the WWE. You know why? It's because they've seen them come up through the independent scene and they really just want them to have great success, even if they may not be the kind of talent that should really be like, let's say, a main event star.
I'm slightly disappointed if this is the case of fans complaining, because I, on the other hand, don't cry and complain, but I do feel that the WWE is all about creating stars, giving wrestlers chances, and if they've been built up like we said they have through indie, then through parts of the WWE, I don't see why they shouldn't get their shot.
Yeah, but I do also think fans need to be a little bit patient sometimes. I mean, think how many fans were bitching when Daniel Bryan lost in 18 seconds at WrestleMania 28, and now look where he is.
Injured.
Just saying. Well, yeah, injured, but still a main event caliber person.
Yeah.
Also, why do WWE not create proper storylines anymore? It just seems to be promo match and the feud's over. It's very simple. It's because of the writing team consisting of about 30 people, according to Jim Ross, and that means that ideas just become cluttered. One great idea gets, cluttered by another idea, and it ends up just becoming very generic, and that's just how the wrestling business is at the moment.
I think it's a real shame because there's nothing stopping them really from looking at the amount of wrestlers they have, the amount of views they should have building up to a pay-per-view, and maybe have individual writers for the views, or maybe bring in people that can concentrate on more than one feud. It's just disappointing that the WWE went from multiple feuds in the past to only concentrating on the main events.
Yeah, like I said, it just seems very generic. Like, you are right. Promo, match, another promo, interference in a match. It just doesn't seem like there's much creativity going on. Remember, like, when Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes had on SmackDown, they had that whole, like, main event segment outside where Cody Rhodes chucked Damien Sandow's Money in the Bank in the river and stuff like that, in the Great Gulf or whatever it was. And at least that was something creative, something different.
My favourite creative moment that WWE only did for one night was when Wade Barrett, when he had the bad news Barrett gimmick, and he was out in New York or somewhere cutting his bad news out in public. Brilliant, right?
And how many Americans do you think didn't understand him?
There's quite a few.
Well, I've got some bad news for you Americans. Us Brits are taking over. That includes YouTube. British Fist, yeah. Liberty Bell. What would you consider the worst WrestleMania? Do you know what, for me, and I don't know about you about this, NJ, but WrestleMania 27, and it's purely because on that day, on that weekend, I remember coming home from uni, and like we were getting ready to watch WrestleMania, and it was like the first proper WrestleMania we watched together. The first WrestleMania I'd watched live for a long time as well. I just remember watching it, and you remember how disappointed I was when I watched WrestleMania 27, and so were you as well, I know that.
It's a real shame because even though I can always pick out a match, a segment, a few matches from each pay-per-view, including WrestleMania 27, yes, it didn't quite feel as phenomenal or speciality as long as it should have through the whole pay-per-view.
Yep, and that's why, just for sentimental reasons, it's the most disappointing and worst WrestleMania for myself. And some of the worst matches of any of the WrestleMania's biggest letdowns and disappointments. Right, oh, this will be a fun question. Lesnar versus Goldberg at WrestleMania 20. That was incredibly disappointing.
Rock Cena 2. Rock should have won.
Yep, usual with you. Miz and Cena was a huge letdown in a WrestleMania 27 main event.
I'm going to say... I'll say it. Flip it. I don't care. Undertaker, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and even Undertaker Triple H, because if they wanted to end the streak, the story was written there.
Written in the stars, they would say. But yeah, Undertaker, Brock Lesnar was definitely very disappointing. Vince and Brett, you had kind of expectations going into that it would at least tell a good story, and that ended up just being really disappointing and just making both guys look like complete pricks in the middle of the ring. Some of those,
Triple H, Orton. I'm going to go against it because as much as I understand why Triple H won, it was still the year of Orton.
Yeah. Things like that. Not having Ric Flair's retirement be in the main event of WrestleMania, just things like that. It never really managed to pick up again after that WrestleMania 24.
Santina Morella becoming the Miss WrestleMania.
And on that, we'll move on. Colezilla 25. What are your thoughts on TNA's Slammiversary pay-per-view? What are your ratings towards each match? Also, do you agree with TNA's decision to give Lashley the belt? Thoughts on this past week's episode of Impact? Did you watch Slammiversary?
Only the last 10 minutes of the main event.
Yeah, because I didn't watch Slammiversary. So, unfortunately, I don't know because I didn't watch it and I have no ratings towards each of the matches because I didn't watch it. As for my thoughts on Lashley as the champion... I've been hearing that they're making him quite a legit heel champion, so I'm quite happy with it, but I can't really give my proper opinion on it because I don't watch TNA on a weekly basis.
Even though Lashley has only been in TNA a short period and he's there as the champion now, I feel he's accomplished something that he should have done in the WWE, became the main champion at least once, and carrying the belt in a positive direction.
How do you feel about Kevin Steen signing with the WWE? Do you predict he'll be a lower mid-card fighter? To be honest, with Kevin Steen, I'm not sure about... I like Kevin Steen. I know you like Kevin Steen after seeing his work on ROH, but I'm just not sure that WWE are going to be signing the character Kevin Steen because I don't think the PG rating and the way WWE operate now will allow Kevin Steen to be Kevin Steen and be the best Kevin Steen. He'll be like a watered-down version of Kevin Steen, which could be bad in my opinion, because the great thing about Kevin Steen was how out there and how outrageous his character was. Could he be like that in NXT or WWE? I don't think so.
As much as we do need a replacement for the likes of Big Show, Mark Henry, the bigger guys, it's just depending if the WWE want to break the rules for the way he is, and two, the WWE can finally stop using the kendo stick, the steel chair, and have a tennis racket instead.
Oh yeah, with Cornette, with Jim Cornette's head on it.
Yeah, there we go. Bring that.
Oh, that was good. The only good thing in ROH that was at the time. God damn, I'm so glad we don't fucking watch that show anymore. If you were to set up a debut between Kevin Steen and someone, who would it be? When should he win the title, etc.? Well, in NXT, I think a perfect feud for him would be with Sami Zayn because I know him and El Generico had some very good matches and a very good year-long feud in ROH in 2010.
And in the WWE, there are two names. Number one, The Big Show. Number two would be none other, because I think his character would be somewhat interesting as a target, Bray Wyatt.
As a babyface?
I think at that time.
When should he win the title? Who knows? It might be many, many years before he wins any titles in the WWE. We don't even really know, if WWE really even like the guy enough to bring him up to the main roster yet. What would your guys' SummerSlam dream card be for this year? A full card. Right, okay. Paige AJ Lee. That's a kind of a dream match, really, isn't it?
Brock Cena.
Brock Cena is fine.
Triple H Reigns should have happened.
Triple H Reigns is another one. That's free. What about a tag team championship?
Four corners.
TLC match or something? The Usos versus Ryback versus the Rhodes Brothers versus the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
Something like that. How about IC title?
I think they've got Miz and
Ziggler's fine. Yeah. That's a good mid-card feud. Rusev and Swagger's turned out to be a pretty good feud, so I'd keep that in there as like a part of a good card. Anyway, Ambrose and Rollins is definitely good. I think even before that this was made, a lot of people would have that as a dream match because they had some pretty damn good matches in FCW back in the day. I'm
leaning a bit towards I wish they would do it, but obviously with the injury and the flu, not going to happen, but Bo Dallas and Sheamus.
Imagine if Daniel Bryan and Batista happened or something. That would be a pretty good match to add to this card if he returns, which he may do. Jericho and Wyatt is a good match to have on the card. I mean, Stephanie and Brie Bella's turning out to be a pretty good feud with a lot of heat now. You got a lot of matches there for SummerSlam. You could even leave a couple of those out, and you still have a pretty good card.
Pretty solid.
I mean, I like some of the things that WWE are doing into it. We've kind of added our little flavour to it.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson, what are your WrestleMania 31 cards? This is a difficult question to answer because we don't really know what WWE are doing yet with regards to WrestleMania. I mean, Reigns and Lesnar or Reigns and Cena is a big match that I think will probably happen at this year's WrestleMania. You know, what big match would you have for Bray Wyatt? Would you have him face Sting? Would you have him face Undertaker? I mean, it's really all about establishing some of these new guys now, and I think that Bray Wyatt would have to be in a big spot at the WrestleMania 31.
Well, for my WrestleMania 31 top matches, I'm going to do a small plug because me and the other half of the British List Evolution, Mark, did a video on it, which will be in the link in the description box below.
I'll let you add that in because I know I'll forget.
I'll do it, yeah. Brilliant.
But yeah, no, so if you want to look at their WrestleMania 31 card, go do so, because I don't really see how much we can really add to it. You know, Money in the Bank, I think, could hopefully come back at WrestleMania. I mean, it won't, but we can always hope. Who will be in WWE in 10 years and who will be pushed? Well, you'd imagine guys like Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns, maybe even Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, those kind of guys would still be in the WWE. Bo Dallas is still very young. Paige is still incredibly young. AJ Lee, I still think, is quite young.
Cesaro, I feel that
he'll be in his 40s by then.
I'm still hoping the likes of, with the way that the NXT are bringing new names in, because right now, yes, I could name older wrestlers who've been in the WWE a while who I wish would get a push. But if the WWE do continue pushing the new talent, we're expecting quite a few names.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of young people in the business in NXT now, so they've got a lot of people that they can push in the next 10 years or so and get some good returns off them. Deco5757. In each of the following talents, if each of the following talents return, choose from the following what your reaction would be. Why? Awesome, full-on markout mode, pants have a new white stain.
Okay.
Here we go. Goldberg. Yeah. Shane McMahon.
Awesome.
I would say full-on markout because Shane McMahon's awesome. Kurt Angle.
Awesome.
Awesome. The Dudleys.
I'm so close saying
Yeah, I mean, they're in TNA right now. And we're not watching it, so that says all you need to know. Eric Bischoff.
Markout moment.
Not for you, yeah.
You're fired.
For me, it would be And the Shockmaster. Now, that is one of those markout moments where you have a new white stain in your pants. I'm sorry, but it's the Shockmaster, for God's sake. One of the most legendary moments in the history of wrestling is the Shockmaster tripping over that piece of board and the mask falling off and him realizing his own identity.
Why?
In big letters. So there you go. Adam Keller. What's happened to Corey Graves? Unfortunately, he had I think he's had 2 concussions, and I don't know if he'll be wrestling on NXT again. He may be taking more of a talking role now. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I know he's had some concussions, and that's why he's been off TV.
The last report I read on Corey Graves is, yes, the concussions played a big part, but it's because of those why he may have decided he's done.
Would you like to see TNA sign the world's greatest tag team? Asked by Tim Crace. No, I don't really see the point in them signing guys from ROH.
I missed the world's greatest tag team in the WWE. If they were to continue their tag team elsewhere, it would be a good move. But with the likelihood of TNA maybe not buying their TV deal, I think maybe bring back Shelton Benjamin as a single competitor to another company.
I'd rather them sign the Briscoes, personally. And the news is apparently they're going to sign the Young Bucks, and I'm just like, no, the WWE are going to sign the Young Bucks, and I'm just like, ugh, Young Bucks are just spot monkeys. I'd rather WWE sign the Briscoes who are actually characters and can actually use in-ring psychology, and don't just do fucking spot. Would you like to see the WWE bring back the Alliance?
No.
What if John Cena, Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan join the corporation? Well, then there'll be no baby faces in the WWE to face off with them.
As much as I feel that eventually they should do a storyline, the corporation find the authority for the power of the WWE again, or something along that. That's the only way I would do that for a temporary storyline.
I mean, you've got your 3 top baby faces there joining the corporation. It'd just be pointless. There'd be no baby faces left. So I don't know how you could possibly do that. Do you think that Shane McMahon should buy TNA? No, he's being very successful in what he's doing now, so there's no point in him buying TNA, especially when it's a sinking ship. Do you think that TNA should bring back Team 3D? They already have at the Destination X tapings that they did at New York. I'm not sure why, but it's for an ECW thing, which I don't care about. Would you like to see WWE bring back the corporation? I mean, they've got the authority. That's fine enough. You don't need to bring back the corporation.
Like I've hinted, I would like a possible storyline where it is the authority versus the authority versus corporation for the ownership kind of storyline of the WWE.
So like a Vincent McMahon team versus Triple H team.
For one-off storyline, yes.
For like a Survivor Series or something. Colezilla 25. How would you feel about a Dolph Ziggler Triple H feud? What's the point? Where's the money in that? I mean, you said. I mean, I'm going to read out what Colezilla 25. I mean, at the moment, Triple H has openly admitted to underrating and not appreciating Ziggler's talents. What if in the next month and a half between now and SummerSlam, that's how long ago this question was, they started feuding? Ziggler can work the mic and, in my opinion, can entertain just as much as Bryan, possibly even more than Bryan in my eyes. And I figure Triple H Ziggler could perhaps put on a better match than Bryan Triple H. Your thoughts? Where's the money in that? I mean, there was money in Daniel Bryan and Triple H because he'd gone against the authority for so many years, and fans got very invested in the Daniel Bryan character against the authority. But is Ziggler really on this kind of level where he can be facing Triple H in a match? I mean, I don't think even in a squash match, I don't even think that would work.
Well, coming from a Triple H fan and a Ziggler fan, I wouldn't really want to see the likelihood of them against each other, mainly because the WWE haven't built Ziggler up or continue to build him up to the way of Triple H.
Matt Hennessy. And yeah, they have dropped the ball with him so many times. How can you build someone up and then drop it, build someone up, drop it, and then just, let's feud him with Triple H in a massive feud? Because it will have to be a massive feud because he's one of the biggest heels in the company. Matt Hennessy. If AJ Lee gets pregnant, do you think CM Punk will walk out on her similar to when he walked out on the WWE? Well, she isn't pregnant because if she was, she wouldn't be in the ring right now. So there's no truth to that. But that is quite a funny question, I will admit.
I think AJ Lee will walk out on Punk.
CM Punk. CM Punk. Shut the fuck up. Type 1 or UH Type 1. If you were to repackage Titus O'Neil with a manager, who would you give him? Zeb Coulter or Paul Heyman? Does Titus O'Neil really need a manager? I mean, the guy can kind of talk. It's just a shame that when Titus O'Neil had that heel turn, it was right before WrestleMania when he knew he was never ever going to get spotlighted. It's a real shame, really, because I think Titus O'Neil does have a little bit of talent, and they'll probably put him in that New Nation or something now.
I always bashed WWE for suddenly breaking up many tag teams just to make fresh feuds in the WWE. Breaking Titus away, at first I saw these two as a tag team that should not be broken up. But the way that Titus was on his own, in and out, I thought, okay, maybe they could do something with him. But because they haven't, maybe a temporary manager until he's ready again could be an idea.
Do you believe that Bo Dallas will be the WWE champion in the next 2 to 3 years? Well, if that streak continued, maybe. But now the streak is over and Bo... I just, no. I mean, in 2 to 3 years, I mean, who knows? I mean, the guy is very young still. He's still got a lot of miles left on his clock. He's only just really properly starting in the WWE. If they want to build the guy up over the next 2 to 3 years to be a champion, then yes. I mean, I just don't see him being like a top guy in the company. I see him being like an attraction or just a specific character, like a mid-carder, like the Godfather or Val Venus was, just because of how unique his character is.
If the WWE still had 2 major championships, I do believe that he would have became the World Heavyweight Champion at least once.
I think your smile was even more gawpier than Bo Dallas is, if I'm being honest. Right, I'm going to end the Q&A with this question because I see Dolph Ziggler, Wilder hate, and I think it'd be a good place to end. Trey Top Dog Ellis, that is the name that was quoted here. Dear the British Fist, enjoy your commentary. Cool. But what's with all the hate you rain down on my boy Dolph Ziggler? You can't deny he's good in the ring. He's got an all-American look that would work with mainstream audiences. And unlike guys like Batista and Lesnar who are pushed to the moon, a microphone isn't kryptonite in the man's hands. Why all the hate? Well, firstly, Microphone isn't kryptonite in Batista's hand. He's actually pretty good. And Lesnar, it was pretty terrible on the mic, but that's what Paul Heyman was for. Why all the hate? Mainly looking at you, Mr. P. I think that means me. I don't necessarily hate Dolph Ziggler. I just think that people overrate him a little bit. Like, they think he can be some top guy just because he's a great wrestler and he bumps in the ring. It's like, yeah, well, unfortunately, the amount the guy bumps in the ring, it makes the other guy look good, but it's not really making him looking good to the point where you can believe him as a main eventer. And that's really the problem. Dolph Ziggler will always be a dance partner, will never be the main attraction. That's the problem with Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion. He could be a good talent, but unfortunately, not all good talents become main eventers in the WWE.
He's concussion prone, but even though he's allowed to come back, continue performing great quality that he does, and yes, there are many times I've been rooting for him. Go for it, become champion, break away from Vicky, you're a star. But the WWE, yes, it could be because of the concussions, but I am a Ziggler fan. I'm disappointed in the concussions that he's accidentally had, or disappointed in the WWE for not continue bringing him up to the level where he should be. But I don't think the WWE are going to give him that chance again.
Just as long as he doesn't work another program with Jack Swagger, he should be fine. But anyway, that's the end of another Q&A with us, the British Fist. And yeah, if it was an audio, that would have felt like we did what we did. But unfortunately, people can actually see, so we're going to have to tune in next week for the SummerSlam Q&A. Like I said, I'm going to pick questions out from any that we haven't answered just yet. And if you have any SummerSlam questions, please put them in the comment section below, and they will be included in the Q&A for however long it takes us to go through the SummerSlam-related questions. I have been Mr. Parkin. This guy sitting next to me has been NJ, the best in the world.
Thank you very much for watching, people. I am the best in the world. There's no denying that. And from Mr. Parkin, me, NJ, Mark Ryden, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic week, because if you don't, someone will come for you.